Really? Okay, here we are. This in the background is my brugly other. You see him over there playing with his phone, his toy. Anyway, what's everybody up to? Where is? I'm not seeing. I know what I got to do. Hold on. Now, that out of here. Yeah. Hi, Mary and Mikey. Hello. Joe Jenkins. Hello. What's up, cowboy? You got your boots on? No, I ain't got no boots on. Andrea Speaks. Hello. Thanks for coming. What I need boots on for? Boots? What for boots? We're going to the last roundup. As Yosemite Sam would say, I'm headed for the last roundup. So, what's everybody doing besides hanging out on Facebook? Hi, Darren. Hello, buddy. Now, I asked, I see Ecto missed. uh, I asked before I did this if anybody thought I should do a Facebook Live, comment yay or nay. And Darren's the only one that commented. So thanks, Darren. Uh, been a rather boring day. Brianna, there's my daughter-in-law. Hello, how's everybody doing down there? I swear sometimes I think there's a delay in the chat room because you say something, you ask somebody a question, it seems like it takes forever before they answer back, and I don't think it's because they're sitting there waiting for 30 minutes. Well, I guess I'll answer now. You know, I think there's a delay in the chat room. Anyway, ah, I see Angela up there watching. Hello, Angela Hunt. That's Mama Bear, y'all. I would like to hear your opinion on vortexes and rods. Well, let me tell you something. Vortexes are a good possibility. I got a fishing rod over here in the corner. That kind of give you an idea what I think about rods, but um, rods and orbs are kind of in the same category. No. um, he's turning away over here. Y'all see he's turning facing the wall over here. Because he's facing the wall because he don't want to be seen on camera. That's what it is. Okay, Mary, no rods, no orbs. Vortexes, you see those when you see tornadoes and stuff like that, uh, or dust tunnels, or dust tornadoes, or whatever you want to call them. Um, those are like vortexes. Now, if you're talking about vortexes versus um, what they call them, hold on, I'm drawing a blank. Well, crap, can't think of it. Why I can't think of it, I don't know. But I'm sure it'll come to me. I'll mention it when I think of it. Portals, there you go. Vortexes and portals. That's two different things, in my opinion. Uh, I don't exactly know. Really, I don't know much about vortexes, to be honest with you, except that tornadoes cause vortexes. They're the same thing. Uh, Dana Lockwood commented on my post. I don't know which post he commented on, but hey, Aaron, how you doing, buddy? Angelus is my younger brother back here. You can see in the background there. He's not he's not being very sociable. He's over there playing with his phone. Some people can't live without that phone in their hand and something going on with it all the time. Uh, he don't have a computer, but he has the phone to play with. Same here, Aaron. Appreciate it, buddy. Um, I like coming on here and talking with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and you never know what you're gonna hear. So yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, not to make this about me. Well, I want to know what everybody's up to. What are y'all doing? What are you doing to pass your hump day afternoon? Or should I say evening? It's about evening time now. When exactly is evening? I mean, you have your morning, you have your noon, you have your afternoon, and then somewhere along the line, evening's supposed to come in. Now, is it after 4, after 5, 6 o'clock? When exactly does evening start? Come on, somebody's got to have an answer. Waiting. I'm waiting. Who's got an answer? Is there anybody still here? Aaron, looks like you're the only one that's still here, buddy. No, Marianne's still here. Anybody? When is evening? Carol Ann, hello. Sharon Zimmerman, hello. How are you? The simple question: what time does evening officially begin? Is it like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or later? That's just a little curiosity I have. Don, hello, brother. So I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what is your opinion of what time evening begins? 4, 5, 6, later than 6. And then you have evening to night. What time does night begin? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It's like Central Time, Eastern Time, Mountain Time, Pacific Time. What time is evening? What time does evening start? 6 p.m. Let's see. That's kind of what I was thinking. Uh, that would have been my vote. I just kind of wondered what everybody else thought. So it's not officially evening yet. It's only 5:30. So is it still afternoon? It's 5:30 in the afternoon, y'all. Okay. Now we're just talking goofy crap. We don't care. Uh, Anything goes. I will tell you that Christina got the outro done for the show. We've got pretty much everything set up, and our date for the show with Deborah Fawcett is set for February 1st, which will be the first Friday in February, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days from now. So you guys be prepared to tune in for that. 7 Central, 8 Eastern. We're going to be discussing the haunted old Lavaca County Jail in Hallettsville, Texas. And hopefully she's going to be doing uh, her part from the jail itself, and we'll get to see some things maybe, and might even catch a little activity going on while we're there. So ought to be really interesting. Looking forward to that. She's a really nice lady, y'all. I know most of y'all know her, some of y'all may not, but uh, yeah, Deborah's a sweetheart. And so that's coming up on February 1st, and then the show dates will go back to being on Wednesdays like they always were. Wednesday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. We will be doing, of course, my show, which is the Paranormal Graveyard, and we will be doing Christina's show, which is Beyond the Gray Radio. So we'll have both of those during the month, probably one of each during the month. We don't want to try to get in there and do too many, and a lot of times, believe it or not, um, there's tons of people out there that want to do shows, that want to be guests on shows, and then again, when you had to start digging last minute to try to find a guest to do a show, that gets to be nerve wracking and sort of slows down your enthusiasm to want to do it. So when we do it, if we do one of each during the month, that gives us plenty of time to get with a new guest for the next go around, and get everything set up and not have to worry about being stuck. And sometimes you have cancellations, and you got to dig up somebody to fill in for the cancellation. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff involved in putting those together. So we appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for staying with us, and hopefully like I said, that'll be up and running soon. On the 9th, we'll start out, and probably about the middle of the month, somewhere around there, Beyond the Great Radio, where its first comeback show too. So, and of course, we do both these shows together. She co-hosts with me for the Paranormal Graveyard, and then I co-host with her on the other one. So you get to see the same two beautiful faces on both of them. As it is, sunset can be before evening in the winter. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it gets dark. It starts getting dark around here around 4 or 5 o'clock, I think. I think. I've been watching these haunted shows here on YouTube, and or why? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now lay down and shut up. Hey! Cookie, quit. Y'all have to excuse my bird children. They're very unruly. They're little heathens. Okay. Man, what is it? People popping in and leaving, or just nobody got nothing to say? What? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Meow. Johnny Curley, hello, brother. What's going on? Excuse me. See my heathen over there sniffing at the door. She's so sure somebody's out there. William, how you doing there, brother? Anyway, like I said, this is nothing special. We're just hanging out, seeing what's going on in the world. I've sent your live stream to 6 friends. It's cool. Wow. I don't see why. I don't see why they couldn't. Hold on just a second. Aaron, let me do something here. What I'm going to do. Okay. I shared the link on Facebook. And that won't let me close that. Thank you. I shared the link on Facebook, and you should be able to share that link out, and people can use that. I'm doing all right, William. Glad you're doing okay. Anybody has anything they want to talk about, just put something in there. We'll talk about it. I mean, I don't care. I'm easy right now. Me and my coffee and my haunted TV over there, we're good to go. Okay, Aaron, buddy, I appreciate it. Anyways, we're just hanging out. Bill Barr, how you doing, brother? We're just hanging out, talking about whatever, if you guys have a topic you want to talk about, sling it out there. we'll try to do our best with it. I can't guarantee you that I'll give you all the answers you want to know, but we'll try anyway. Of course, we had an investigation we were supposed to do last night, and they canceled at the last minute on us. So that was kind of a bummer. Had some pretty good claims too, but the way they canceled like they did makes me wonder if it was for real or if it was made up. You know what I mean? That's the kind of things that you deal with when you're dealing with people and residential stuff. Hump day, yeah. Yeah. You know what day it is? Say what day it is. Not gonna I'm not gonna what's the word sink down to using profanity on here like it is on my hump day post. Not that I don't ever use any profanity on here, though sometimes I do, but anyway. Okay, William, well, I appreciate you dropping by, brother. Always good to have you. I appreciate all of y'all that stop in and say hello, whatever, even if you're just in and out. JP Doyle shared your video. Awesome. Still unavailable. That don't make no sense. That link should have been direct. Hmm. That don't make no sense. Anyway, I appreciate you trying. I don't know why they can't use that link. It should work fine. And there's this big box up here that's like hogging up a lot of the room here at the top of the screen. I'm in here just and I don't know why. Okay, I sent out a few invites, so we'll see if anybody shows up or not. Nobody can see it. Hmm. I don't know, man. Don't know. Anyway, like I said, we're just this is nothing major. We're just talking whatever. Hi, there's Marilyn. Hello. Anybody that like I said, anybody has something they want to talk about, a topic or something, throw it out there. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can come up with. Just so we're not sitting here like twiddling our thumbs, like this. Marilyn is a long time. Facebook friend of mine. I couldn't tell you how long it's been since Moby Dick was a minute. Love Marilyn, she's sweet. Anyway, she helps me out too on some of my groups and pages, and I appreciate that. Child ghost. That's a good question. Hey there, Cindy. How you doing? Child ghost, boy. Now you can get into some stuff talking about that because the founder of my team, Half-Past Dead, Dusty Ward, does not believe that a child spirit would stay after death if they are below the age of accountability. And any of y'all understand what I'm talking about. Hank Porter, hello, buddy. Well, now, I believe there can be child spirits too, but he thinks that according to the Bible, there's an age of accountability when a child becomes aware of the difference between sin and good and bad and all this kind of stuff. And if they pass before that age, which is around 12, I think, then they go straight to heaven, and there's not going to be no child spirits here. Um, yeah, Aaron, you're right. A lot of times it is. The thing about when you see a child spirit, that does not necessarily mean that it is a child spirit. Because from everything I've learned, and I haven't seen it personally, but everything that I've learned, demonics can use the appearance of a child in order to lure somebody in. It's usually um, like if you have a female on your team that's a mother, that motherly instinct automatically kicks in and you want to run to them. So hey, Casey, how you doing? So anyway, you it's hard when you're dealing with that to know that it is or it isn't. Um, if you're investigating where there's claims that there is possibly a demonic present, then I'd be very leery of a child spirit if I saw one. And if you're investigating in an area where there's no claims of a possible demonic, and there's claims of a child death in the house or whatever, it's a very good possibility that you're actually seeing the spirit of a child. However, uh, I think that demonics can pretty much go where they want, and there's always still a possibility that you're being fooled. See, that's the thing about that. Uh, there's no tried and true way to prove which one you're dealing with, or at least not one that I know of. That's fine, Aaron. Just have her send me a link. Some spirits play games. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. God, scare me half to death. What'd you do? Fall off the couch on him? Oh, I think my baby just fell off the couch on him. like gave me a heart attack. uh, but yeah, I mean, now would this work? I don't know, but this is just a thought, just a thought that just entered my head. If a person, and I'm not saying just anybody, it might not work with just anybody, but a person with a lot of faith, okay? If they saw a child spirit and they have holy water with them, they might, you know, sling some holy water that way. If it sizzles when it hits, back up. I mean, if it's just a plain, ordinary child spirit, it shouldn't do anything. So, I mean, that's just an idea. Like I said, I haven't dealt with one of those personally yet. Not saying I won't, but and that's the thing about talking about all this stuff is you can get ideas and you can you can kind of learn how to deal with situations like that if you do come across that. Demonic try and gain your trust by showing up as a child, right? Or even familiar spirits, like when you lose someone. Yes, exactly. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a child, okay? It could be, um, say, you just lost your mother, God forbid, but they can use a guise like that, show up looking like your mother. What are you going to do? Hey, mom, and, you want to welcome mom right in, of course. Um, you're dealing with things, and I honestly haven't dealt with anything like that yet, and I've been doing this for a pretty good while, and I don't know whether to say that I've been blessed to not have run across anything like that. If I did, um, and I had some way to even an inkling to prove that I was dealing with something demonic, that's where I would halt what I was doing and I would find somebody that knows how to deal with situations like that. Because especially if you're investigating for a client who has a family there, I mean, last thing you want to do is stir something like that up and make it worse. Okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to get a hold of somebody that can deal with that type of a situation, whether it be a priest or whatever. Demonologist, priest, somebody that can handle the situation, which we don't happen to have a demonologist uh, full blown yet. Anyway, we have a team member that's studying that. Hello, Joe. How you doing there, brother? As I said, we do have someone on our team who is studying demonology, and I don't think it's something you're going to learn like right off the bat. I'm sure it takes a good deal of time and experience to be worthy of the job. But yeah, I would definitely halt what I was doing and find somebody that knew how to handle the situation. Lynn Anderson, hello. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. Uh, but anyway, getting back to it, that's what we're talking about. When you're dealing with child spirits, it may or may not be a child, and you want to be very cautious and not like just open up your arms and accept them in because you don't know what you're accepting. Michael Healy, hello. Any other topics you want to throw out? Doppelganger too. Yeah, doppelgangers. Haven't dealt with one of them yet. Now I have had people. Uh, True story. Where my oldest kids live is about an hour from where I'm at, from where I live. But my brother used to live down there, my older brother, and one night, or one day rather, I happened to be down there visiting and walked into a little bar there in town. And this woman come running up to me, screaming, cussing at me and everything, talking about, you got a lot of gall coming in here after what you did last night. I'm like, lady, I haven't been in this place in 2 years. So obviously somebody who looked just like me did something there the night before that was, now is that a doppelganger? I don't know. I'm doing pretty good, Michael. How you doing, buddy? Okay, let me bear with me for just a second here. Okay, Aaron, I accepted that. Elizabeth Davis, hello. How you doing? Well, I friended her. We'll wait and see if um, she can see it or not. Should be able to. Anyway, like I said, I don't know if that's what you consider a doppelganger, but that did happen, and freaked me out when she come run up to me, cussing me and everything. Boy, you got a lot of gall showing up in here after what you did last night, and I'm like, I ain't been here in 2 freaking years. Anyway, any other subjects? Let's talk about something else. Amber, hello. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Uh, do you see a lot of residual hauntings? No, actually, I haven't. I guess I haven't been lucky enough to be in the right spot at the right time. I think residuals are very interesting, though. It doesn't have to be an evil spirit, Casey, to show up as a living person. I mean, the first apparition I ever saw was when I was 9, and it was a full blown apparition walking on the sidewalk, and she was not an evil spirit. I actually knew who she was when she was living, and she wasn't an evil spirit. She was a very sweet lady. Terry Fled, hello, how you doing? Welcome aboard. I'm doing good, Amber. Glad you could join us. Um, who knows about there's certain types of material that will like record traumatic episodes that happen. Like I know quartz is one of them. Uh, there's a stone I can't think of it off the top of my head for some reason right now. Um, oh good lord, I think it's like one of the hardest stones there is. But anyway, and there's a lot of it in the Gettysburg battleground area, and that's why I think they have a lot of activity that goes on up there. I think a lot of it is residual, and that's a good thing to think about, to talk about right there is, if you were in a battle like Gettysburg, you know, um, people getting blown apart all around you, you know, you get shot or blown apart, and, all this emotion and a lot of this limestone, that's what I was trying to think of. A lot of this limestone and stuff records that energy, and, in that case, and you if you have a residual, imagine fighting that battle over and over and over and over. You know, are you a spirit trapped in that recording? Are you a real spirit trapped in that recording, or is that just a playback of like somebody videotaped it? Because if you are a spirit trapped in that loop of that, having to do that over and over and over, man, you know, talk about hell. Would that not be hell? I mean, you wouldn't call it heaven, getting blown apart every day, going back again, doing it again. Tiffany Rose, how you doing? Granite, yeah, there you go. I could not think of that. Granite, limestone, granite, stuff like that. All this stuff is like it will hold energy. Read energy. Yeah, like Groundhog Day. But you think about that, man, and it makes you grateful that you're not in that predicament. You're not in a situation where, and hopefully, when you pass, you're not going to be in a situation where you got to relive some horrible thing over and over and over and over. Janet, hello. I would not want to, and it makes you wonder, when you have car wrecks and people die, that's terrible. It's a tragic thing, and it happens all the time. And there's a story of a woman in white, and there's a lot of stories of a woman in white, but there's a story of a woman in white that's not far from where I live. They had gotten married, and they were on their way somewhere, uh, like toward Union City from Trenton or somewhere down there, and they were struck and run off the road, and I think the husband died instantly. The wife was thrown from the car, and supposedly, I guess she was pretty messed up too, but she had walked across part of this field that was there at the time, and I don't think the field's there now, but and then lay down and died there, and people claim they still see the woman walking across the field, like trying to get away, to get help, to do something. Glenn Barnes, how you doing? I was haunted by a shadow cat and even heard it meow. Yeah, I mean, why not? I had never seen animal spirits, but I think I seen a picture of one that we caught recently of a little dog. But, yeah, yeah. Yeah, residual haunt, seeing the same thing over and over and over and over, playing like a tape deck set on loop, just over and over and over. Yes, Michael, you're right. Tragic experience that happened. Um, she's reliving that same day over and over and over again. Now, my question is, can they be actual spirits stuck in that loop and they can't move on? They're just like, and they don't interact because they don't see anything else going on. They're in that time pattern, that time setting, and they just relive it and relive it and relive it. Can they be actual spirits caught like that, or is it just something that was recorded into the surrounding? Do you think from the traumatic event, the energy from that gets stored and replayed over and over? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm asking. Is it just something that was stored in the area and it's replaying, or is it an actual spirit that's stuck in that loop and just keeps reliving and reliving and reliving it? That's wild, Michael. Yeah, I would hope not reliving, like, for real. I mean, I would hope that it would only be just something that's stored in the surrounding area. Like, if, who knows if there's limestone underneath there where that happened, or something like that. And it just got stored in there because it was so traumatic. It just recorded it and it just plays over and over. I would rather hope it be that than an actual spirit of a person having to relive that over and over and over again. See, we come on here and I come on here just to talk about whatever, anything and everything, and a lot of interesting stuff will come up. Um, and I love talking, about the paranormal stuff. So, I mean, I love doing this, and let's kind of prelude and work up to when we start the shows back up. And I'll still probably do some in between there because I like doing this and I like hanging out with you guys and just talking about whatever, anything that comes up. Yeah, it would be hell. Okay, let's keep it clean there, Aaron. Aaron got a dirty mind. He takes after me. I got a dirty mind, but I'm trying to keep mine focused right now. Way to go, Michael. Um, I won't say I didn't think about it. I'll just say I didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up like you guys did, you know, but since you brought it up, yeah, you're right, exactly. I mean, if you gotta go and you gotta be recorded where you have to go the same way every time, I can't think of a better way to go. So, okay, go ahead, Michael. Unless you're gonna talk about okay. Well, thank you for your service, young man. I think everybody should be appreciated for their efforts for the good. You know, whether they be a firefighter, a soldier, or a policeman, whatever. You know, because they all face hard jobs, and you know, most of them. I won't say all. There's a little bad in everybody, but most of them are doing what they do and putting their lives in danger for people like us. So you know, they deserve respect. Okay. Okay, but he wasn't there. Is that what you're saying? Not for real. Okay, so I have a question for you, Michael, related to this. Had anybody in your department been killed recently, or you know, or recently before that happened, or did y'all lose anybody in another fire or something that could have possibly showed up there to help you out, or because I've heard things like that happening before too. Well, you're very lucky that this person, apparition, whatever, you know, showed up there to help you out. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. Anyway, that could have been uh your angel. That could have been the person sent there to direct you out. And I think that I can't say that that person stayed around just for that purpose, but uh, who knows if that person wasn't sent there to save you guys? You know what I mean? By a higher source. You never know. I would imagine so. You know, it's things like that though that reaffirm your belief in the supernatural. You know, in the fact that spirits exist, and not all of them are bad or wanting to cause harm, or you know, some of them are there for good purpose. So you can basically thank this spirit for your life. Well, both of you can, but I mean, especially in a condition like that where you're out of air and you didn't have much longer to last, I wouldn't imagine. Well, Michael, I appreciate you sharing that story with us. I mean, that's awesome that you guys were saved by, you know, possibly one of your friends that passed came back and saved your life. I mean, that's really touching. It just goes to show you that even in the world of the living and the world of the beyond, there's good on both sides and there's bad on both sides. So, you hope that what you're dealing with is not going to be bad. Sometimes it is, and you have to deal with that. And you have to uh, try to remove that from the presence of whomever they're terrorizing. But I mean, there's cases like that where it's a good thing. So, but thank you for sharing that with us. That's an awesome story, and it reaffirms your belief in that there is good on both sides. And we don't always have to deal with just bad things. And some people, believe it or not, they know they have a spirit in their house, but the spirit isn't bad. The spirit is you know uh, good, for lack of better words. And they don't really want you to get rid of the spirit. They just want you to prove that it's there. And those are the kind of cases that you really don't mind, because you're not dealing with a bad situation. You're just trying to help a person prove that they're not crazy. There really is somebody there, you know, doing good things. You have your cases where you may have a spirit of a woman that lost her child or something, and you have a child in the house, and they want to, come and look at your child and be close to your child because they missed theirs, maybe. There's all kind of things that go on and that are not harmful, and those are the kind of cases that you hope that you get called for. But as investigators, usually most teams and ours included, our main thing is to help people if possible, and we put that above anything else that we do. If we can help, we do. And if you're dealing with something like that, the only help you got to provide is, yeah, you do have a spirit here. Maybe give a name if you can get a name, like, oh, yeah, her name is Susan, or his name is Jim, or whatever, and let them know who's there, why they're there. That shows that they're not losing their mind, basically. So, covered a lot of things here in a short time, it seems like, and some interesting stuff. That's what I'm saying. I get on here and just talk about everything, but you never know what's going to come up. And these are some interesting things. I hope that, God willing, and the creeks don't rise, I'll be around for a few more years. But, when I go, I hope that I'm in a situation where, if I'm going to be stuck here for some ever reason, outside of pulling a few pranks on some people I know, yeah, uh, I hope that I can be of good support and good help to somebody, still living. Maybe, you know, if nothing else, show them, hey, look, it's not as bad as you think, when your time comes. You know, uh, I don't know how the whole veil thing works. If you can cross back and forth, I'm sure you probably can. Then again, a boy named Sue, yeah. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's possible too. Well, the good and the bad's already over. I just ain't left yet. Anyway, it's I would be a prankster ghost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, outside of trying to be nice and helpful to somebody or whatever, I'd have to yank a few feet in the bed and stuff like that, and yank people's covers off. And can you turn that flashlight on? No, but I can throw it at you. Yeah, that's I would be a fun-loving ghost though. I mean, I would want to do things to make people laugh. How like where you see these videos where somebody took blood and wrote on the wall, "Get out" and shit like that. Mine would be, "Hey, you guys, it's me. Thought I'd come back and mess with you a little bit." Shenanigans. There you go. Viva shenanigans. Yeah. But I'd also be helpful. Yeah. But I mean, if you can prevent somebody from getting themselves into a really bad situation, that would be a good thing. Yeah, shenanigans definitely. And I could think of a few people that I would have to go travel around and mess with a little bit, like Frank Lee. Viva shenanigans, and I would write that on his wall, and he would know it was me. Viva shenanigans. Yeah, my coffee done got cold and it's about gone. But yeah, see, you guys are so much fun. You come in here, you bring up some really interesting things and some things that are hilarious. We can meet up in the afterlife, cause a little hell, right? Exactly. We'll get a band of us all together and everything and go mess with people. That would be fun. Like how you have your gangs that, they're all into drugs, dope, and violence. Ours would be all up into going in and messing with people's heads. Hey, we're all going to have ghost motorcycles. You know this, right? Stir up things, of course. Got to stir things up. We'd all have to have ghost motorcycles, and how everybody has the jackets and everything with their emblems on it. Um, we'd have to come up with a good ghostly emblem to put on the back of the jackets. Come riding into town and mess with people that you know. Now, who disagrees with me that wouldn't be fun? Band of Brothers by other mother, yeah, sisters too. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Hey, it'd be the Boo Brothers. The Boo Brothers. The Boo Brothers and sisters. Now, see, that would be fun, wouldn't it? And I'm assuming that, and I've asked this question before, and I haven't gotten an answer so far. Uh, do spirits get cold in the wintertime, or do they stay basically the same cold temperature all the time? And do they have to use ghost blankets to wrap up in because they're cold, or lots of things like that. But if you didn't, you could go around winter and summer, spring and fall. I'm here to mess with you people today. Cut apart and tell them it's a mouse on a motorcycle. That would work. Not quite as good as putting brown gravy in a whoopee cushion for somebody to sit on, but yeah, that would work. Now, as a spirit, if I could put brown gravy in a whoopee cushion and get somebody to sit on it, and nobody, of course, none of the living around them knew that it was done. Of course, they'd have to blame somebody living, right? Because they ain't gonna believe it, that a ghost put brown gravy in a whoopee cushion. Exactly, Michael. But see, there's so many things, man, that you could do just to mess with people. And nothing harmful. You understand? We wouldn't want to hurt anybody, uh, unless they were a pedophile or something like that. Then I could say, like, scaring the bejesus out of them, if not worse. But anyway, well, Michael, we're glad you stopped in too, brother. It's always good to see everybody and just talk about crazy stuff. And you got to laugh now and then. It's not always about the seriousness of the paranormal. Even spirits have a sense of humor, believe it or not. Now, when they laugh at you because they done something scared the out of you, then you just want to get even. But other than that, no, it's okay. Anyway, it's like I said, it's fun doing this stuff. I love it. Okay, I'll get to you in a moment. Uh, I can't look at my post right now. Well, I can see what's going on because we had. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Let me look here for just a second. Been to Workman Cemetery. It's not in Palmersville. It's almost in Dukedom. One on the state line. I've heard about it. I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it. Uh, I think we were just talking about that. Anyway, somebody sharing places to go, locations to go to. Hey Timothy, how you doing? And For some reason, I'm not where I need to be. I've gotten lost. I've lost my and stop. There we go. Okay, got everybody back now. Okay. Anyway, uh, talking about just crazy things, funny things, scary things, anything you want to talk about. We're talking about pretty much everything. In them hills, like going to Austin Springs. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Good night, Michael. Thanks for stopping by, brother. It's been a blast. Hopefully, we'll catch you next time around. But you can see, you can have fun because you can talk about anything and everything, on these live sessions, and some of them are a lot of fun. Uh, we've talked about ghost children. We've talked about residuals being live spirits or just a recording. We've talked about uh, firemen being saved by a fireman apparition. A lot of interesting things come out of these. Good night, Michael. Have a good night, brother. Uh, so, anything else? Anything? What do y'all think about cemeteries? Do you think ghosts actually hang out at cemeteries? I happen to know that they do, but uh, some people seem to think they don't. So, what do you think? How many of you believe they do? Now, what? Because I use different equipment depending on the location, whether it's large or small, or inside or outside, or whatever. Uh, I have a basic set of tools that I use: the K2, the recorder, the handheld camera. Uh, in a residential spot, I may use DVR system, along with the recorders and the K2s and the handheld cameras and stuff like that. I got good spirits in the house I'm living in. That's good, Johnny. That's cool. Like I said, some are good. Some are good. Some are even helpful. Uh, and then you have the other side of the coin where you have to deal with the bad stuff. So we here in Minnesota have a haunted graveyard. There's a lot of haunted graveyards. Uh, I would love to go to the one you're talking about, Maryland. I think that would be cool. Uh, the little graveyard where we captured the lady in red, that was a surprise. But it has no name. It's really small. Uh, but things do go on there. And about 4 miles down the road from that one is the Workman Cemetery that everybody talks about. Now, Workman Cemetery, you can find that online. It's supposed to be really haunted and everything, and I've been there numerous times and haven't hardly got anything from there. Um, I'm not saying that there's not anything there just because I didn't get anything when I went. Doesn't mean nothing ever happens. um, Abandoned houses, I mean, of course, anytime you go into an abandoned house, you need to get permission to do so. Find out who owns it, get permission to be in there. You don't want to just go, busting into somebody's old house. Number one, there might be things in there you don't know about, pitfalls that can cause you to get hurt. Where if you talk to the owner, they could forewarn you, hey, if you go in there, you're on risk. Uh, there's a hole in the floor, there's this or that. Uh, but old abandoned houses are cool. Kevin Melick, how you doing, brother? Um, there's all kinds of good and bad to do in abandoned places like that. Like I said, number one, you ain't gonna know if you don't talk to somebody that owns the place that knows what it's like on the inside. You go wandering off in there in the dark, you're gonna get yourself hurt, or you're gonna cause somebody else to get hurt. Either way, that's not a good situation. Um, but when you get an opportunity to go into a really old abandoned house that's maybe from the 1800s or something. Now that's pretty cool stuff. And you go in there and you don't just look at the haunted side of it. I don't. I'm looking at the history, the woodwork, everything. What kind of conditions did they live in? And you can kind of put that towards what kind of spirits you're going to possibly be dealing with. If you go into a place and it's really rough uh, and I'm not talking about because of the age and it's just rotting down or something. I'm talking about you go in there and you see people that lived in a place that had like old wallpaper on the walls and instead of what we have now like paneling or sheetrock or something like that. Um, Whether or not they had a running water in their kitchen sink, or if they had to go out back to a hand pump and pump their water, and you know, you kind of get the idea of what you may be dealing with as far as you know who was the last person to live in this house. Did it have running water at the time, or did it not? You may have people who died on that property or in that house before it ever had running water, stuff like that. You may actually see a residual of a person going out to the water pump getting water. I mean, it's just so many things about old places like that. And like I said, a lot of times, now I love Victorians, old Victorians. If you find one of those that's empty that you can go through, man, the woodwork in those places is amazing. And when I'm videoing, if I'm videoing, I also video that woodwork, that carved crown molding and all that stuff. You know, because I love that kind of thing. Exactly, you're right. Patricia, how you doing? Tiffany Rose is back again. But there's so many different things, man. When you investigate places like this, it's not necessarily just about you know how many spirits you capture or if you capture evidence or EVPs or whatever. you got to capture the history. You got to capture everything. You know, if I was going to put up a video of an old place like that, I wouldn't just put up uh, possible evidence that we got or something. I would want to put up, this is what it looks like in here. You know, this is how they lived. This is what it was like during the time that they lived here. You kind of get to see a little bit of everything. Uh, from what their life was like into what their afterlife may be like. Um, Residuals in a place like that would be awesome because you get to see how they lived. Because they're repeating what they did. Like I said, it may be going out to a water pump or a well. They may have had an old well. They may have to go out there and pull the rope and pull water up from a well. A lot of things that you can look at. So, yeah, man, there's so many things, that you can enjoy doing an investigation like that. I mean, and I'm not saying that there's ever a time when a client wouldn't own an old house. Maybe it's on their farm and they believe that it's haunted and they've seen apparitions and they want you to go check it out. But most of the time, it's you don't hear nothing from anybody. You just wander up on an old place like that, and you find out who owns it. Can I go in there and tell them what you do? And they may or may not give you permission to go in there, depending on how bad it is. Of course, if it's really bad, you don't want to go in there in the first place. But you can take pictures of the outside, anyways. If nothing else, you've made a good road trip. Anyway, it's just interesting. All this stuff is interesting. Graveyards are. Some people don't like graveyards. I like graveyards. I like going into graveyards and investigating in there. I think that's pretty cool. Laura Matheny. Hello, Laura. Uh, but, there's so many different things involving the paranormal that you can do. Just like there's so many old style devices that you can use to capture evidence. You don't have to have the latest, fanciest, expensive equipment. Hi, Dreamer. Hello. Go to Workman's again. I've been there so many times. Man, I've been there more times than people change socks. And I never get anything out there. Never. Well, no, I'll take that back. I'd be lying. There was one time when I went out there with my daughter and my ex-son-in-law, and we did capture a couple EVPs, and that was about it. But that's the only time. And I've been out there numerous times. Oh, you want to go? Okay. Well, um, if you want to go, maybe you and I and Marianne and Mike can get together and go out there sometime. And I'll take you to the Lady in Red Cemetery. I don't know if you've ever been there or not. No, I won't. No, you won't what? Hey, Dan. Dan Fisher's with us. What are you talking about, Dreamer? No, you won't. You won't go out there? Is that what you're saying? Oh. I'm scared. How you doing, Dan? You doing okay, buddy? Dreamer, I have been to that place so many times, and the scariest thing we ever dealt with out there was coyotes in the woods around there. You know, I mean, we stayed out there practically all night one night. We set up cameras and we stayed out there all night. And there was nothing to be afraid of. Something chased you back to your car. Oh, see, you want to go to these places, but then again, you don't. You know, I mean, you can wish and wish in one hand and in the other. See which one fills up the fastest. The bridge that we went to in Sharon and everything. We may go out there and nothing happen, but we may go out there and you might be with us and all kind of things happen. So you got to hold my hand. I'll do that. I will do that. That's what you want. I would do that for you. But anyways, like I said, there's cemeteries and old houses and things like that. That's just stuff that you do. And of course, like the haunted bridge that we went to, is things that you do when you don't have any actual cases going on at the time and you're bored. You just want to get out and Marianne's back. Hello, Marianne. Uh, just to get out and do something, and if anything else, keep your wits honed up, and uh, I mean, it's like riding a bicycle. Okay, you ain't gonna forget how to do it, but if you don't do it for a good while, you get kind of rusty. So, you know, uh, we go to cemeteries and stuff when we get bored or rusty, and we want to hone up on things and be prepared for when something comes along and we're ready for it. James Maitland, how you doing, James? But yeah, we do that stuff sometimes just for fun, sometimes just to stay honed up and being prepared, and because we get extremely bored. And I mean, good Lord, we actually stood out there at that bridge one night in the rain. That's how bored we were. But we got some of the most uh, exciting K2 hits there that night that I've ever seen out there. And we tested everything to make sure nothing we had was setting it off, and of course it wasn't. Uh, Went on for a good 30, 45 minutes. We would ask questions. It would light up to a certain colored light for us or a certain number. I mean, it was a blast. We had a good time, even though we were we were getting wet, and but we had fun. Oh, I don't know how to how do I say this without sounding like I'm being cocky, because I'm not. I'm grateful every time I go somewhere that nothing happens to me or any of my friends so far. Uh, but so far, I have not ran into anything uh, seriously dangerous. I have not ran into anything demonic. I have not ran into anything that's tried to hurt me or anybody with me. And to me, that's a blessing, because Don't think that spirits can't hurt you. They can. Um, or you could be in a situation, like I said, where you could have a demonic presence that could really hurt you. The girl that got scratched on the bridge with me that night, I don't know where that came from, but it happened. I watched the claw marks well up, and I have pictures of that. That's some scary stuff when you see that happen to a friend of yours standing right next to you, and nothing happens to you. You know, um, so I'm not saying anything bad can't happen. I'm just grateful so far nothing has. But it always can. You have to be very careful. Say what I want. Dreamer, you're like a younger sister. Good God, I've known you forever. I don't think it's not a good idea to go into a situation, and I never go into a situation afraid. Okay, uh, fear is not an option. If you do run into something demonic or something uh, severely angry spirit, something like that, that's pissed off and wants to get you the hell out of their place, they will naturally select the weakest link in the group, and that's going to be somebody that's scared to death. And I'm not saying you're gonna go into every place and be like Braveheart or something and kill all the enemy with parts from your ass or nothing like that, but you got to control your fear. You can't allow that because that's the opening that they're looking for. So you gotta make sure you keep yourself in check and try not to let your fear outweigh your common sense. Oh, I'm sure we will, Marianne. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll go back to the bridge, and I'm sure we'll go back to the no name cemetery sometime and ease on down to Workman's just for y'all because y'all seem to like that place. But yeah, all that stuff is interesting, and I love talking about this stuff. Y'all gonna have to give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Ow. Y'all excuse my mess of a house. I know you can see everything back there while I was gone. I don't want Casper to take over all this diviness. You'll just have to go with us, Dreamer. You know, you're worried about Casper taking over all that diviness. You know, I don't worry about Casper taking over all this suaveness here. You know, uh, they couldn't deal with my body and my brain. Leah and Sierra. How are you? Welcome aboard. Excuse me. Y'all want to see the hellhounds? Yeah, I know my cup's dirty. It needs to be washed. Cool. Okay. Now, good Lord, we've talked about cemeteries, haunted houses, old houses, new houses, being scared, not being scared, doppelgangers. What have we not talked about? As soon as the doctor lets me loose, I've been on bed rest for 3 weeks. Good Lord, how'd you stay in bed for 3 weeks? When they done my hernia surgery, I remember the first one. When I woke up and I went to move, it felt like somebody was cutting me open right then and there with a scalpel. Then after I got over it, I was up and down the hall, dragging the IV pole behind me. Ah, shush! Shut your little white pie hole. It looks like you got blood all over your pants. I don't know where that comes from. No, a couple days ago. Shorty, my dog's acting like a heathen again. Shorty! I swear I'm gonna muzzle that hound one of these days. Well, I need somebody to feed me bonbons. That'd be all right. Bonbons or chocolate kisses, or you can feed me baby Three Musketeer bars. That'll work. Who the hell is what? That's my brother back there in the background. Looked like a dark hooded figure coming in here. Looked like a
slipping up on you.
Looked like an apparition. Yeah, that's my youngest brother right there. That's Mr. Gary. Say hello, Gary.
Hello.
Um, talk to me about EVPs. I want to hear what your favorite and most clear EVP says. Yeah, that's Gary. Shut up. There was oh Lord, let me say 1, 2, 3. 3 of them that was really clear. Um, One was caught in an old house here in town that we did that said go away. And then uh, the next one was captured at Waverly Hills Sanatorium on the 5th floor when I asked if the nurse who hung herself was there, and I got an answer that said, help me walk. And then last but not least was the out-of-body voice that I heard that came right out of the air. I had said something about you can come up here with us, but you can't stay. You have to go back. And this little old woman's voice came right out of the air and said, I ain't staying. Recorder caught it, of course, so I do have it on our paranormal page. But I mean, could I pick between any of those? I would have to say the Waverly Hills one would have been my favorite because what they did to them in there to relieve the pressure from the tuberculosis, they would remove ribs and stuff to allow the lungs to expand, which made, if you survived, that is, made your skeleton unstable. And you may not be able to walk very well. So Help Me Walk validates the fact that, some of these people, um, and who knows, it may have been somebody that died under the knife having the ribs removed and they were just walking around there or attempting to walk around there. But maybe in their mind they still couldn't walk very well because they didn't have a stable skeleton. Who knows? Marianne said hello, Gary. I said my friend Marianne said hello. He said hello, Marianne. Ginger Gilligan. Leanne said hello, Gary. I'm gonna muzzle these dogs. Shut up! One more time. I love these heathens to death, but they drive me up a wall. Marilyn Jean said hello, Gary. A good friend, Hint, has told me about a sanatorium in Ohio that really sounds neat. Damn it, Dreamer said hello, Gary. Some of the stuff I see in this chat room, I swear it cracks me up. Hi, dogs. Yeah, see, y'all even got a hello. Now shut up. She said, damn it, Gary Hill, you better say her name. What?
Which one?
Dreamer.
No,
Shut. He's making coffee and he'll be back in here. I mean, we drink coffee around here like some people drink Jack Daniels, you know. Anyway, how long have we been on here for now? I didn't pay attention. No, it's been over an hour or so. But you can have so much fun, you know. You can talk about so many fun things and serious things and all kinds of things. Why you think me and Lori were such good friends? We both have traps that don't shut up. Amen to that. Your dog really wants to say hi. Yeah, well, they're not saying hi. They're saying, what the hell are you doing back in my house? You know, these dogs are highly antisocial. Now, see, once he sits down and settles down, they'll shut up. But as long as he's up and moving around, they're going to be running their yap. Excuse me.
more sugar besides what's in that can.
There's a bag in the Lazy Susans.
The lazy Susan.
Ha ha. Dreamer said, comb your hair, Gary Hill.
I just took the damn hat off.
He just took a hat off. He's got unruly hat hair. You know, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but I could care less about these watch parties. Not my thing. In fact, I know enough about them to not even know what the heck they are. I'm assuming it's where somebody, you go through movies and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know. But I'm sure they're not selling watches. But that's not my cup of tea. It's not my bloody cup of tea, y'all. Now, is everybody going to get quiet all of a sudden? Come on. Bathroom lights on. Excuse me.
That's all right now.
Exactly. Okay. Now, I want to hear some more. I know you got some good stories. Tell me what the sweetest spirit has done and what happened. Sweetest spirit. Oh, I don't have any sweet spirits. You know, I mean, usually it's Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Oh, seriously. Um, trying to keep me talking. Good Lord. Most of the time people want me to shut up. I don't really know. Uh, the sweetest spirit would have to be my baby sister when she was crying at night after she passed. I don't know why she was crying. I mean, I don't know if it's because she was scared or because she was letting us know that she was moving on and everything was okay. I have no idea. So, sweet spirits, I can't really tell you much about that. Yeah, that was my baby sister, Julie's twin. I know you met Julie. Oh, wow, really? That's the first I heard about that. Said that Lori told her that she saw Grandma one time. Huh? What night you remember? Okay. Long time ago. Yeah, she was 4 when she passed. Well, hello, Miss Angela. Welcome back. Yeah, she was 4. She never crawled. She never walked. She never talked. But she was as sweet as she could be. She would smile at you and what? What, stinker britches? Come on. What, you want to get up there and say hello? Come on. Come on. Get up there and say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. All right. Stop. Stop. Oh. Okay. Okay. Come on. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. This is my baby, y'all. This is my spoiled rotten baby. Yes, yes, yes. You look up and say hello to everybody? Huh? You say hello? Look, look. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm getting a little old and gray in the face, but yep, see, I'm still a baby. Yes, yeah, I'm still a baby. She still likes to have her daddy hold her and get some loving. And thank you, Marilyn. Blah, 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 I can't talk. That's my cookie dough right there. She's still, like I said, she's getting old, but she's still a baby. She still loves her daddy. She wants to be held and loved on. All three of these heathens are spoiled rotten around here. Anyway, we've had a lot of fun. We've talked about a lot of things. But I think I'm going to shut this thing down for a while and just go back to average human stuff. But enjoyed all of you guys coming and hanging out with me. We had a good time, talked about a lot of good things. My most valuable tool, this right here. Can't function anything else without it. Having said that, I will do my adios amigos, arrivederci y'all, soranada, all that good stuff. Good night, everybody. I'll catch you later.